Boris Johnson's fiancee Carrie Symonds and his children are banned from seeing Mr. Johnson while he battles with the coronavirus. Boris Johnson's heavily pregnant fiancee Carrie Symonds and his children are all barred from seeing Prime Minister as he battles coronavirus in intensive care today. Mr. Johnson, 55, was rushed into ICU at St. Thomas Hospital in central London with breathing difficulties, and his partner is not allowed to be by his side because of her pregnancy and a blanket ban on visitors. Boris and Carrie have not been seeing each other for a fortnight after Mr. Johnson, 55, first fell ill on March 27, while Ms. Symonds, 32, is understood to have come down with similar symptoms over the weekend and is in self-isolation. Prime Minister is said to be conscious but needing oxygen, and it is not known if they have been able to speak on phone, but Carrie will be getting updates from the ward and number 10. If Mr. Johnson has nominated Carrie as his next of kin, if his condition deteriorates, doctors may ask her to make decisions on his behalf should he be sedated and put on ventilator. Boris' children Lara Lettuce, 26, Milo Arthur, 24, Cassie Peaches, 22, and Theodore Apollo, 20, would also being informed about skin condition by ICU medics at St. Thomas according to NHS guidance. He also has a fifth child, Stephanie McIntyre, 11, after an affair with art consultant Helen McIntyre, with a sixth child from another affair also rumored. But it is likely his second wife Marina, who divorced him in February, will only hear news from their four children unless Mr. Johnson specifically asked medics to speak to her about his health. Their split has caused tension between Mr. Johnson and his children, who he asked to meet in person in February to tell them he was engaged to Carrie and they were having a baby. But not all of his children reportedly bothered to turn up their father's announcement and are said to be furious because they believe Carrie and Boris got together after an affair. On March 27, the day Boris tested positive for coronavirus, Carrie shared a photograph of herself self-isolating with her dog at the Pond 1.3 million Camberwell house she bought with Mr. Johnson last year. Downing Street has refused to say where she is. Carrie Symonds is just one of the millions of pregnant women who were told they were at increased risk from COVID-19 in order to follow the stringent social distancing for 12 weeks. She had also reportedly wanted a home birth, but women all over the country are having these cancelled because of lack of midwives, and some hospitals are also banning birth partners. Ms. Symonds is the first unmarried partner of Prime Minister to live in Downing Street, where she is understood to have been considering having the baby. But if the lockdown continues, she may have to give birth in hospital potentially without the birthing partner. Boris Johnson is still battling coronavirus in intensive care today with no change in his condition overnight. Amid a wave of support from across the nation, Mr. Johnson was moved to ICU at St. Thomas Hospital in central London and given oxygen after his health deteriorated sharply over just 2 hours, leaving doctors fearing he will need a ventilator.